Hey boys and girls, what's up? You're back in my world again. Today, again? Really? I know, I'm like an old penny. Once you get the old penny in your pocket, you can't get rid of it. Just like old Steve-O. Just in your face every day. So here's what we got today. What I'm doing is tweaking traps. Fine-tuning. We're fine-tuning. Always fine-tuning on all this stuff. No matter what I'm doing, I'm fine-tuning. We're trying to take all the, the tough stuff out of this deal. All right, here's what I came up with. You've got your medium. We're going all mediums. Steve-O is going medium crazy nutso, okay? For the simple fact I'm getting old. So we downsize when we get old, right? Okay. These are medium. The medium plasticell. The whole medium frame is about 6 1/4. Okay. This piece in here, plasticell. When you buy these, they run about 5 inch. Now I am cutting down a lot. I've got a bunch of this stuff because I'm cutting down deep frames to make these to make medium frames. I'm doing kind of a lot of crazy stuff here also. Here's one right here. I cut the frame down, and what I'm doing is cutting the deep frame, and I'm cutting this out on the inside. I've removed the bottom. I ran it through a table saw and cut it to 6 1/4. That left me this piece of side end bar and the bottom. Then I took that, locked it in a vise. I came in here, and I just bought this little whippy saw right here at Harbor Freight. I'm loving this. I wanted to get another one of these, but they didn't have it. So this little Pittsburgh deal right here, man, that sucker is sharp, guys, and it's pretty much the same teeth as this one. Same slanty-eyed people made it, slave labor, I'm quite sure. While I was there, I picked up this guy. I liking this. It's a Binks. It just shoots my other gun that it's pretty much played out. I mean, it's not pounding in the staples. So I went with 18 gauge brads, 1 1/4 inch, and they are great for putting back on the bottom these end bars. But I'm saving, like I just told you, I'm saving these. I'm cutting them out, and then they go on the inside. And I put a pin through here and a pin through there. Very, very substantial frame. No problemo. This is also excellent for roughing up your lumber here, and you put it in a vise for your glue up, okay? So that's that. So I'm tweaking these traps. I had 5 of these skewers in here. I've decided that's overkill, because what happens if we catch a swarm, we need to be vigilant too. We catch swarms, don't leave them in here that long, okay? So what you're going to do is come in here when you catch a swarm. Come in here, puff some smoke on them. Grab it in the center. Take your handy dandy little toenail. This is a very high dollar tool right here, by the way. When you go to buy this, get your wallet out, guys, because this tool here is very high dollar. I think I got this at my grocery store in the pet section. I think it was $2. and change. Freaking thing works great. It's great for cutting. It's great for trimming too. The string. When I go to install these traps, I'm using the number 30 tar nylon. And it's great too for cutting these zip ties. Excellent tool. What excellent tool also is for cutting the bamboo skewers. I use this tool to cut bamboo skewers. Now, when we get a swarm, and we're going to do our transfer, okay? My thing is here on these, I was using a vacuum to suck them out. I don't want to do that anymore. What I want to do is inspect each one. We'll cut these out. We'll take our cutters and we'll chop these out, holding on to this middle, cut, pull it out slowly. Look for our queen. Have a queen catcher on standby when you do this. We want to first catch the queen. We have to catch the queen. We got to cage her. She's going to go in our new home, this new medium, okay? We're transferring all of our bees from here into here. But we want to get that queen first thing. So you're going to go through each one of these. You're going to have a ton of bees in here, depending on the size of the swarm. It could be massive. You could have a big bucket of bees right here, guys. So be thinking of that. Okay, now here's, when we do the transfer, you can lay your frame down. You're probably going to have a whole bunch of comb here. You're probably going to be kind of wide. Keep a fish fillet knife to where you can cut, if you have to, along the edges, so forth. Burr comb on the lid. Trim that off. But you put this down and you put a bamboo skewer. Get a drill. You could do this in the field too. Get a drill, get a cordless. Get a drill bit slightly bigger than your skewer. Now this skewer here, you're going to special order that through Amazon. And you're going to get these 18-inch jobbies right here. These guys. Get a drill bit that's slightly larger than this, or you can just get it the same size and just kind of wallow it out. Because you want these fairly tight in your frame. So each one of these, now you're going to have comb usually hanging down further in this bucket. They're going to build comb like you wouldn't believe. It'll freak you out when you see it, the comb in these traps. They run them because they're loaded with all the supplies they need when they leave their old home and going to find their new home. They're bringing the supplies with them. They're bringing food. They are loaded, ready to go to make wax, okay? So when they get there, they could be going nutso making wax. This here could be hanging way down here. So you're going to put this up in here. You're going to take 2 zip ties, one there and one there. Now you've got this baby hanging here, okay? But it's probably hanging below this. So trim it off tight with its bottom on the inside, push the comb in, then you can just slide that puppy right in there, okay? Hopefully you can catch the queen real quick and have her sitting here as you're working, transferring all of your bees over to this nuke. Now you see here I've got another nuke. I've got a super here. I've got this, by the way, this plasticell here was inside a deep frame. I cut that down with a table saw. So I'll be able to salvage all of my stuff. Now you'll see here that piece, it's got a lot of buildup. They will build that out in a heartbeat. They will fill that frame up And you're going to have, more than likely, it's already going to be down at the bottom because you're going to cut that frame, that wild comb flush with that bottom. We're going to be cutting that right flush with the bottom here, you see. So they will re-weld that in, and then they'll fill this out real fast. Because I'm gonna, you know, when it's swarming time, the flow is usually going. So they got all kind of resources. They are going to haul butt and blow this box out like you wouldn't believe. Now, if it's a big swarm, you better be ready to put this box on right here. Put this on there and have you enough frames in here so they can load that up. You may need a couple of them. Because you put this one on here, let them blow this up, let this be your brood chamber, okay? Now if this really not so, you might want a third box here just for brood chamber. And then you want to put excluder and throw on some more supers. That's why we need a lot of these medium boxes, lots of boxes. So go ape shizit in building boxes. Build a lot of them, Steve-O says. We want a lot of boxes. We do not want to be slowed down right during the honey flow where everything's gangbusters. And I'm turning around, I say to my crew, okay, give me another super. Oh, we're out of supers, boss man. How did that happen? Okay, you're fired. Where's your assistant? Oh, over, yeah, he's fired. You can't fire too many guys because you'll be the only one standing there, right? So you got to be careful with that firing stuff, but you know what I'm saying. Tell your crew to get these boxes built, lots of them, because you're going to need them during the honey flow. I'm telling you. Right here in end of February is when it starts here in Florida for me. I mean, it's happening. It is happening. So I've tweaked this trap. Now I'm only putting in 4 starter strips. As you can see, they're only like 2.5 inches, and they're 8 inches this way. 3 zip ties. Very simple. This hasn't been re-waxed yet. I don't want to wax these yet. The last minute, like a day before these go to the field, I'll fire up my crock pot and I want to wax the heck out of these, okay? But this is how you transfer right here. Yeah, this is how you transfer, guys. This is my spin on this. I haven't seen anybody do this out there in the bee world. A lot of guys gonna say, oh no, Steve-O, you gotta have frames, you gotta have this. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't need none of that. You don't need 70. You don't need 2 nukes, 2 deep nukes stacked on top of one another. No, to make a trap. Guess what? Right there's your trap. There's your trap. Whatever, how many liters is in that, I don't know. All I can tell you is the bees are comfortable in going in this thing. Think about this. In Florida, we have water meters. They're in the ground. They're not very deep. They're not a lot deeper than this medium right here. I can tell you that. Back in my day when I used to put in lots of water line stuff and the pipeline, I put in everything. Anything that you can put through a pipe, Steve-O put it in the ground, okay? The water meters aren't that big, guys. Bees love them all the time here in Florida. They go into them. The holes, the hole where they're coming in too is actually smaller than that hole right there. And I've caught some really nice swarms in water meters. I tried to get a hold of the water department to get on the list so I could start doing it, but I think the boys down there, whoever the water meter guys, they have beekeepers now that are getting it, or somebody's paying them or giving them throwing them a buck or something to you know, so they can harvest some swarms in water meters. But I don't know. But anyway, I just thought I'd quickly give you a little tweaking, and how we harvest and transfer our bees from bucket to nuke. And this is so simple right here. This is so simple, guys, right here. It's stupid. Okay, so you know, I don't know if you've noticed, I am not the sharpest knife in the drawer. So whatever Steve-O does, it has to be simple, okay? So you can't get any simpler than this. They will blow this thing up, and then you put food on this thing. Guys, they will blow this up, and you'll have a very nice box of bees. And every swarm, as far as I'm concerned, every swarm that you guys catch in the spring and during the summer and all, that thing is worth $200. In my book, that's $200 bill. So, and what have I got in this thing? I mean, really, I got this, what is this thing? 50 cents for a door, right? A little door disc. Another thing too, when you're catching these swarms, I suggest, this one's a little sticky here because I wax on them. I would leave this just, once that queen's in there and released, I would leave this on excluder entry. Rotate this down to excluder, because this queen, this squirrely ass queen, she may not like the situation. She may want to swarm again and leave with your whole bucket of bees. So let them get established. Once they get established, she's more likely going to stay until this thing gets so crammed full of resources, they're going to say, oh, it's time to go again. But by then, we've already shifted them over here into this scenario. They ain't going nowhere, because now we can start, when we get too fat and happy over here, we can start peeling off. That's the other beauty too of running mediums. You get 2 boxes or 3 boxes of resources here. You want to make a nuke right at the new moon. I make mine between new moon and full moon. You could come in here and rifle through your nuke, get what resources you need. For me, it's two frames about solid brood and a few eggs on both of these, and 1 food frame and 2 planes, and haul this to another site. I have 2 sites here close by, my place and another place 5 miles across to the east. I make some beautiful queens over there, walk away splits. So that's the other nice beauty of the mediums. You're not working with tons of resources. So you could snatch this part off and go. Just set it on a, pull this out, have more base units, pull your frames out, put them in a base unit, put a lid on, and boogie. Go to the next site. This is very simple stuff. The only thing special probably you would need to order is these 18-inch to go into these standard frames right here. Right here. Now you could just drill through. You could drill through and pass a skewer. I mean, not a skewer, but a zip tie right through this frame. And you could eliminate this horizontal bamboo skewer right here. You could drill a hole slap through here and lash this skewer to that frame and not have to buy these. I mean, that's another thought. So look at here, I already got a scout bee coming in here checking this out. The other thing you want to do here with these traps, like I said, this is going to get waxed before it goes to the field to start catching. The other thing you want to do is put some lemongrass, 20-30 drops of lemongrass in your little crock pot. And roll that wax on there with a little 4-inch roller, paint roller. paint the sides, do all this side painting action, and of course the bottom, and make sure you have drain holes in the bottom. I actually took a number 9 wire and melted it and heated it so I can melt holes for drainage in the bottom of these. Also, while you're fooling around, you get you some number 9 wire, fencing wire, and make some S-hooks. These are so nice because when you lash this into your tree with your number 30 tarred nylon, that you pick up from Memphis Net and Twine, by the way. I've used other on the market and they suck. All of them suck. The only thing that works nice is Memphis Net and Twine out of Tennessee. They're fish and supply outfit. I've used them for 30 plus years, and that's where I get my number 30 tarred nylon, and that's the best material for all kinds of stuff, commercial fishing, long lining cats or whatever, catfish or whatever. But when you paint, you can see I got this heavy with a wax coating, sides, bottom, lid, everything. Make sure you have drain holes in this thing. You do not want water getting in. It'll set up a bad environment for them. They won't like it. They will not like it. But this is such a simple build. Cheap material. What have I got? There's $3 and change, or $2 and change in that lid, and there's $3 or change in this bucket. It's a Lowe's bucket. Harbor Freight has these buckets also. And get some aerosol and paint. I got some brown. You just kind of camo them up. You don't want them highlighted. You want them looking like a tree out there. Just keep thievery down. That's all it does. Put your card in there, or some kind of card in there, inside of a sandwich bag, and tie it to the handle of this thing. So when the park rangers come up and say, what in the hell is this hanging on our tree, they'll see your business card or a card of some sort with your name on. You can take business cards. Yeah, I was saying, battery went dead. I was saying, get a sandwich bag or a snack bag, put a little string on it so you can tie it to the handle of this trap. This trap's going to be held to the tree with that number 30 tarred nylon. You'll have a strap, you'll have one here, you'll have a strap going from here to here on the handle, and that'll be lashed to the tree. Use a trucker's hitch to pull it down tight, and put one right here. Put one here and one here in this group, and tie the handle. That trap's going to be secured to the tree. Wind's not going to blow it, no nothing. Now a bear may knock it down, but you know, we're going to kill and skin the bear, okay? Just so you know, FWC, Steve-O's not dealing with your bears anymore. You guys are out of control with bears. So if you can't control your bear, Steve-O will. He's an old trapper. He will take out all your bears in his area near his beehives. We're not allowing your bears to tear down expensive beehives anymore. No. You'll be out of the bear business, but that's fine. There's plenty of bears. We don't have a bear problem. We have a stupidity problem with FWC, because our bear bucket right now is full. Yeah, our bear bucket, guys, is right up to here. It's full and running over with bears. We don't need any more. So tell all the bunny huggers that are bitching and pissing and moaning about a bear hunt, tell them to give them a pacifier, a little binky, and shove it in their mouth and put one up their butt and tell them to go home and relax. We're gonna thin the bears out, okay? Because bees are too expensive to get all ripped to shizzit by bears, all right? So we're not playing the game anymore. But if you need, like I said, put a tag here, you know, a business card. If you don't have business cards, You know, you go into these restaurants and whatever, and they got a board usually with tons of business cards, right? Just get you big handfuls of those, and that way you don't have to go to a print shop and print your own, have them print your own for, I don't know, last 1,500 cards I bought, guys. Jesus, that was like 140 or 150 bucks. I mean, they got into my shorts for that. So you get you a bunch of those cards, and then get some blue painter's tape and put over those cards, and then write your information on there. So that way when they come in, park rangers come and see your bucket hanging in the tree, they know who to call and chew out. And just say, listen, I am here to help. You are there to help. You're to remove excess bees, they're in the park, that may sting someone. Tell them that one, guys, they'll love that. So you're harvesting extra surplus bees for your business, right? Okay, that's how you do that. So I'm thinking I got a final design on this thing now. I think you guys will like it. I know I like it. I love it, and I can't get enough of it. Okay, and this is my kind of little final trick on transferring resources from this bucket to this frame to this hall. What do you think, guys? Is this going to work? If I say it'll work, guys, hey, stick a fork in it. We're done, okay? We are done modifying. We have got this down pat, okay? So hang in there with old Steve. I don't want you to miss a video of this riveting information coming from Steve's Outdoor World channel, okay? And spread the word. Spread the word. Say, hey, there's a beekeeper over there, Steve's Outdoor World. This guy is like a flippin' genius, okay? Tell him, just spread it on thick. Yeah, fire up your smoker and just smoke it. And yeah, you know what I mean. Spread it on thick, guys, because you know darn well that we are going to prosper in the bee business and the honey business, because we got to make money, baby. We have got to make money, because this isn't just for shizits and giggles over here at Steve's Old World. Yeah, we're gonna make some money with this deal. All right, now here's the other little trick. I want one more little trick here for you. When you take a piece of number 9 fencing wire, take it like so, lock it into your vise like so. All right. Yes. Then you're going to take your Harbor Freight torch and you're going to heat this number 9 wire up here, guys. You could drill it. You could drill it, guys, but it makes such a nice smooth hole. You just put that dude right up there, boom, boom. It melts it right in. It melts it right in perfectly. It melts it right in perfectly into that plasticell. And then you're just going to run your little 4-inch zip tie. I got these down at Lowe's yesterday. Little pricey, $24 and change. But you got 1,000 of these things. You're going to be making traps and specialty frames forever. Yes, forever, guys. So that's your setup right there. The only thing I got to do here, and this, like I said, will be done prior to setting these into the woods, is get wax, extra wax on these older frames. I'm cleaning up a lot of the devastation from 24 season with the hurricane damage. A lot of that stuff went under tidal surge, so I've got to clean it up and so forth. So anyway, we will continue on here building more traps. I got one right there I haven't even started yet. So I'll have about 8 of these traps out in the field that we can start catching in 26. In the spring of 26, we'll be running these. I'll be pretty busy on the road, running probably every day, going to the field, hit the gym, and then hit the field every day, 7 days a week, guys, non-stop, catching swarms, making splits, trying to make that honey money, guys. All right, I'm gonna let you go. Be happy, be strong. We got to keep getting it on. You know that. You know how Steve-O rolls. See you soon. Bye-bye.